What's going on, everyone? Northstar Cpdh back with an updated Kheru deck tech. I know it's not Cpdh, but competitive pauper, it's been a ton of fun. We've spent way too much time on this list brewing it, and we got to play some games recently with some cards that we've been testing. So we've updated the list, learned a lot more, and the consensus is that Kheru is always scary, which sucks because you're clearly a threat. But I guess it's a good thing to be the threat all the time when you're combo. We did make some changes from the last time we did a deck tech with Kheru. So down to 19 creatures. We still have the combo pieces, a little bit less mana dorks, like Disciple's Vault is still here, Mirkwood Bats is still here, and Nadir's Nightblade. So we're down to 3 outlets instead of, I think we had 4. But yeah, down to 3 outlets. We have 2 dorks, Elves of the Deep Shadow and Llanowar Elves. The reason for Elves of the Deep Shadow is that when we do Tortured Existence lines, we need that black pip. Downside is we lose a life, but that black pip actually comes in handy quite often. Basking Broodscale combo is still in here. Wreckage Wickerfolk I'm honestly too high on this card, but I like it a lot, probably more than I should. So for 2 mana, not only does it block Malcolm for days, but ETB Surveil too. And then if we have Skysummer Koi or Rook Turret out and we slam a Wickerfolk, well, now we get to draw discard, so start filtering. We still have our dredgers in here, so Greater Mossdog, Golgari Brownscale, Shambling Shell, and Stinkweed Imp. The other creatures that we have in here are some tutors. So Trinket Mage is a tutor. We can get Merce Grappling for Evolution Witness, fun stuff. And then Dimir Houseguard is Transmute for 4, so we can grab. Usually it's not Greater Mossdog. Usually we're looking for Mirkwood Bats or Rook Turret, Skysummer Koi. Street Wraith is literally just here for pay 2 life, draw a card. That's it. Drift of Phantasms, it's a 3 mana transmute, so more times than not, it's going to be a Nadir's Nightblade. There is also the chance that we need to grab Evolution Witness. So more times than not, Nadir's Nightblade, Evolution Witness. Some changes that we made in here, Duress. So we are looking at target opponent. So targeting our opponent is a big thing here. It's information is what we're looking for. And the other thing too is like they have to reveal their hand. So Duress, Auntie, Dali, and Pilfer are all target opponent reveals. Gitaxian Probe, look at their hand, draw a card. More times than not, like you could easily politic the table, be like, hey, I want to tell everyone, so go for it. You can just reveal it. So, but the targeted removal has been really nice in testing from just from the information side. You get to look at the opponent's hand, and as it's revealed, you get to see if they have combo in hand, if they have removal in hand, any scary pieces. So, that being said, at worst case scenario, if you do an early turn Duress, Dolly, Auntie, or Pilfer, it eats a counterspell, then you can easily take that information that player has something in their hand that they don't want to get rid of and they don't want to reveal their hand. So it's information both ways, and worst case scenario, it eats a counterspell. So I've been liking that one a lot. Merchant Scroll we took it out for a little bit. We have it back in. it goes along with our tutor chaining if we absolutely have to. So the other thing too is we've kind of taking a step back from trying to push these early turns because you have Malcolm and Gretchen decks that, because of their 2 mana, they can go off 1 turn faster than us. That being said, if we can do more of the hand disruption, mid range, and then removal, then we can at least get a chance to make it to that turn where we can attempt to present a win. That's why we added a lot of removal in here. So Vendetta was always in here, Snuffle was always in here. Heritage Reclamation is pretty versatile, being that destroys an artifact and destroy target enchantment be really key. As far as if there's a Relic of Progenitus, any other enchantments that are stopping our combo, stuff like that. Go for the Throat removal, Doomblade removal. Dispersal Shield took over a Memory Lapse. There, I couldn't think of the name. So Dispersal took over a Memory Lapse because Memory Lapse just put it back on their library, on top of their library. And the big thing there is that it's not actually going away; it's just delaying it. So Dispersal Shield gives us that more or less guarantee. As Kheru is being 4 mana, we have a couple 4 mana spells that we want out there, and creature wise, like Gretchen. That's where I'm a big fan of it, and it's definitely better than Memory Lapse. Some other cards that we're still used to seeing: Snap, Snapback. Weather the Storm is going in because there's this wonderful thing of combat damage and just overall loss of life from exploit, combat damage, commander damage. We don't really have to worry about. Like, yes, Alexios is a problem, but that's the other reason we have all this removal for bounce spells and whatnot, is to deal with Alexios, because it is a problem. So the big problem with Kheru is that, being a combo deck, everyone wants to get rid of the combo deck because it's scary combo and combo can win out of nowhere. We need some sort of life gain, whether or not we add more life gain because we are being pressured, because scary combo player and player removal is the best form of removal. So we need a way to stay in the game as long as possible. Weather the Storm provides that niche. Perplex, literally just here for a transmute. It is a 3 mana transmute. Muddle the Mixture is the same, 2 mana transmute. We took out a 2 mana transmute because we had a ton of 2 mana transmute spells. And if we're going to tutor chain with like Merchant Scroll, and that's the other reason Mystical Teachings is in here now. Search your library for an instant card or a card with flash, reveal it, put it in your hand. So at instant speed, we can grab a Snuff out to deal with, for example, Alexios. Merchant Scroll can grab Mystical Teachings if needed, but Merchant Scroll can also grab Muddle the Mixture. Yeah, blue instant speed. So Dizzy Spell is a transmute spell for 1. That's a big one. Arcane Denial counter spell, transmute for 2. Dispersal Shield, Snap, Snapback. It can grab Perplex, so we can get our 3 mana transmute. And then, worst case scenario, we grab Mystical Teachings. So the artifacts haven't really changed. Blood Fountain is in here. The Blood Token being somewhat relevant, so discard a card, draw a card. Relic is at absolute worst case scenario. It's exiling a card from our graveyard and making us a treasure. Best case scenario, exile all graveyards. So if there's another graveyard deck, Relic, wipe their board, or we can just, because if we just tap it, target player exiles a card from their graveyard, obviously then, they get to choose what card. So That's the other thing there. Spellbomb has been here for bounce spells. Nature's Kiss is back in. Remove the top card of your library from the game. Enchanted creature gets +1/+1 until on turn. And Moldavine Cloak is back in. Is in because Dredge 2 and worst case scenario, enchanted creature gets +3/+3. And commander damage is a real thing that is arguably our last resort, but it can be relevant. So the other thing too is we had 29 lands. We went up lands because we took out the cyclers, the basic land cyclers. So the biggest problem that I've tested them. I'm still a fan of them. Like, I really enjoy them. But the problem is sometimes we're taking a turn off just to go grab a land. Like Trinket Mage, for example. At worst case scenario, search your library for artifact card with converted mana cost 1 or less. Yes, we can grab an artifact land. Absolute worst case scenario, Trinket Mage grabs an artifact land for us if we need a land. And the other problem that I came up was that the whole draw, not enough draw spells. So that's why I put Street Wraith back in, because it's pay 2 life, draw a card. That's why Night's Whisper is back in, lose 2, draw 2. And we put in Weather the Storm to help gain some life back. Ponder's in here. For 1 mana, we can look at up to 4 cards. Preordained's been pretty good. Scry 2, draw a card. So we're not drawing these dead cards. We can put them to the bottom. Contingency Plan is still, I think, fantastic in here. It is Delve 5 is all it is. That's literally what it says. Delve 5. Fantastic. Overall, it's been a ton of fun. I still enjoy playing this deck a lot. Obviously, it's still combo. It scratches that itch, but the hard part is really dialing it in. And we are definitely close to where I believe it should be. We are generally a threat at the pod right away, which is good and bad. Even if you have like a Malcolm or a Gretchen or a Laylor, Alexios, you're still that threat because combo player. But now we're on the mentality of, let's make sure we can get to that point where we can try to present a win. Because the wonderful thing about Kheru is that it can win out of nowhere, which, again, that's the scary side of Kheru is, yes, it takes some setup, but it can win out of nowhere. And the other thing, too, is the other downside to Kheru is we're only winning on our turn. So we can't win on top of anyone else. We can't win on someone else's turn. It's only our turn when we're going for a win attempt. So that's the other scary part that other people see, is that, oh, you can, just do this. I'm like, yeah, on my turn, if I get piece A, piece B, and everything set up. Politicking is definitely something that you're going to have to do with Kheru, because people are going to say, it's a combo deck, instantly scared of it. It is what it is. But at the same time, there's a lot of removal in here. And instead of, just trying to do your own thing and then the other player, just wins in front of you, can't really do anything to stop it. Now we're at the kind of proactive mid-range. There is a lot of reactive, like removal spells, counter spells, Moment's Peace, Weather the Storm. So yes, there's reactive, but there's still that proactive game plan, and we can still advance our board state to where we want to be doing, is advancing our game plan so that we can get set up for combo off and win. The next Pauper Commander Tournament is going to be at the Summer Classic on July 19th. And first place is walking away with a Masterpiece Lotus pedal. That's right. Masterpiece Lotus pedal for first place. And here's the best part. Entry fee is only $25. That's it. $25 to win a Masterpiece Lotus pedal. And they're not cheap and they keep going up in price. So I'll take that deal, but unfortunately I won't be playing. I'm a little upset. Be slightly busy. So, but come out, sign up for the Cloudy Commons for the Masterpiece Lotus pedal at the Minneapolis Convention Center. That's right. See you then.